So here is the exterior view of the place. I'm standing at the southeast corner of the property, and that's where that utility pole is probably marking. And as you can see, there's the two-car garage down there with the boat in front, and then a vast expanse of empty grass, and then the house over yonder, and then the split rail fence on the far side marks the property line. I'm looking north on Walker Circle, and now we're going kind of just sweeping around and looking to the east here. This is the neighbor across the street, and that's it's a charming street. It really is. There's some pretty cool stuff here on Walker Circle. There's your next door neighbor. And so we'll stroll up the street here. Try not to shake the camera too much. There is your neighbor to the north. And here is the house as you would drive up to it. So right up the driveway. And I'm spending a lot of time out here. This is the side, this is the front yard. Really nice. I'm spending some time out here because this is really where the value is in this property. So there's the property line. We walk up the cracked concrete driveway, and there's your entrance to the house, and a heck of a nice covered porch. And then down the side of the house, which is block actually, or at least a big part of it's block. We've got a utility building over there, and so let's go this way. We'll walk to the backyard. So now we're kind of standing between the two buildings. If there was a boundary between the two lots, it would probably be somewhere around where I'm standing. There's the bayou behind us. There's our two-car garage, which isn't a true garage in this sense. It's actually a frame structure sitting on pillars with crawl space underneath, and it is tied down. But this is kind of a building that comes in on a truck and gets assembled. So there's a big step up, and you really can't drive a vehicle up in there, even though you could probably make it that way. How big a vehicle and how heavy and all that, I'm not sure. So there's your neighbor to the south. There's another view all the way around. Big ass front yard, as you can see, and the side of this house. So let's go out back. And you were interested in what the view looks like right out the backyard, and this is exactly what you get. It's the Ringling School of Art. It's gorgeous. It's institutional. And sorry about the sunlight. It's late in the afternoon, and there's nothing much we can do about that. So right now I'm looking straight west across the canal. If I turn around behind me, you can see the porch for this house, for the main house. Kind of been added to a few times. And then the porch to the back of the two-car garage building, which we'll go into in due course. And then on the other side of that split rail fence, the neighbor's house. So this house has this pretty extensive dock that runs the whole, almost the whole width of the property. Actually, it stops right there, and the seawall continues. The property line's probably right about where that big tree limb is hanging out over the bayou there. So these boats are, we're at about mid-tide right now according to the tide chart, and I'm going to guess we've got a couple feet of water here. So these boats can go in and out of here, and I'm certain that these boats don't look like they're getting used a lot. I'm pretty sure that regular traffic would open this up. And there's the view down the bayou looking south. And if you look at this on a Google Earth, you can see how far it is to the bridge that goes under US 41. And then from there to Sarasota Bay. It's really not very far. And so there's your full 360 degrees. The seawall here is the way they used to make seawalls in you know, not very tidal areas, which is to say it's made out of cinder block with a small cap on top of it. Looks like it's in decent shape. We'll just take a hike over here. Yep, there's your neighbor's house, which doesn't look like it's in great repair. And we're standing about at the property line. So here's the back of this house. And this is a, believe it or not, this is a zip line that's running from that big tree to that tree. And a little tree house. So there have been some kids here. And there's yet another view of what's across the canal there. This is about the end of navigation on this bayou. You really cannot go a whole lot further up here. The bayou actually turns and it goes underneath another street up there. So that's the end of that. So we'll take a look on the inside in just a sec.